Hello guys and welcome to my new video. Today I'm going to be doing a little preview of what restoration druid healing might be in 7.2.5 with tier 24 set and basically the new legendary ring. So I tested out the first two bosses, I presume, on the PTR. I think we had 1 hour each on both the bosses. And it let me I was basically using a tier 24 set with tier 19 2 set. I'm not sure that's going to be possible because tier 19 is probably going to be nerfed to discourage this kind of thing. And I was testing out the legendary ring that gave you Soul of the Forest talent for free, and also Chameleon Song legendary helm that every time you wild go gave you a chance to go into tree form for 12 seconds. And these are my findings basically. So from what I've seen, the legendary ring seems to be quite good. It really gives Wild Growth an extra punch that you need for really heavy AoE damage. You can kind of see on your bars the people's health that goes up using Wild Growth. The funny thing is that when I was using the legendary ring, Wild Growth was either my first or second heal behind or above rejuvenation, which is crazy because Wild Growth was like probably half of what rejuvenation used to heal. So just based on using the ring, I can see it being one of the best. It really makes it really gives a punch to your Wild Growth, but also adds way more complexity to how to play the game. So with this build, I was using Prosperity, which gives you 2 charges of swiftmend and reduces the cooldown of swiftmend by 3 seconds, which I feel is going to be almost mandatory when you get the tier 24 set, the tier 24 set. Every time you swiftmend, it's going to increase efflorescence by 100%. And then the tier 2 set, tier 20, is that if you... This is the most important one. This is really, really important. If you heal someone low HP, it's going to reduce your swiftmend cooldown by that kind of amount. Like the lower HP target you heal, the more reduction you get. And this is really, really important because you've seen the video that I'm playing right now. You can see things like, I have to swiftmend someone who's low targeted because I need to get good cooldown for my swiftmend. Every time I swiftmend, I need to make sure it's going to involve a lot of micromanagement with this play, and I'm good for it because it's going to be way better than tier 19, which basically didn't affect anything. But with tier 20, it's going to be like this. First of all, you need to make sure to heal someone who's low HP to get a good cooldown reduction in your swiftmend. You heal them. You need to make sure that efflorescence is placed in melee or in a bunched up range group, because efflorescence is going to heal more for 15 seconds. And you need to make sure that it's there. If it's not in a good location, you need to make sure kind of, even before casting swiftmend, you need to make sure that it's placed in a good position. So before casting swiftmend, you need to make sure efflorescence is placed in a good location. People are taking damage. You cast swiftmend. Make sure that the person is low HP to get as much cooldown reduction as possible. Then you notice the efflorescence is going to heal more. Then you need to make sure that there's enough damage coming in for you to cast Wild Growth. So the Wild Growth is going to heal a lot. In the first 2 bosses I've seen, there was quite a lot of AoE damage. That's probably because we weren't doing the bosses properly. But the swiftmend, Wild Growth after swiftmend, was doing a lot of healing. And with Prosperity, you basically have to wait until the Wild Growth comes off cooldown again. Or, if you see a lot of people taking damage in a group 2 position, you can swiftmend again, lowest target as possible, and just see if your efflorescence can do a decent amount of healing. What I found myself doing is that basically I'm always waiting for swiftmend to come off cooldown. Not swiftmend, sorry, Wild Growth to come off cooldown. I need to make sure that my swiftmend is also off cooldown, and just use that combo. Now, this involves a lot more micromanagement, and it's kind of planning before AoE damage. I found out that sometimes I hold off casting Wild Growth without swiftmend because I know Soul of the Forest buff is not going to be affecting Wild Growth. I'm still not sure. I'm still not quite sure if that's the best way of doing it. I feel that casting Wild Growth off cooldown, if there's a lot of AoE damage, is probably going to be a bigger HPS increase. But if you see everyone's low, I think it's worth holding off Wild Growth for 1 or 2 seconds to get that swiftmend. Especially if you see everyone's getting low, you heal the lowest target and then you cast Wild Growth, which in turn is going to reduce the cooldown, which in turn will let you cast more Wild Growth when there's more AoE, which in turn helps your efflorescence with tier 24 set. So there is going to be a lot more micromanagement involved with this new tier set with the legendary ring. Unlike our tier 19, which basically requires us to do nothing differently, absolutely nothing. It's like there's no interesting mechanic involved at all. But I feel it's actually better. I feel it's actually better because it's gonna make you think a lot more about who to heal, when to heal, and things like that. It's definitely going to be harder to play Restoration Druid with this set. I also tested out, like I said, Chameleon's Head, Chameleon Song, Legendary Helm. I found it to be absolutely terrible. I actually didn't think it's gonna be this bad. The main difference is that I tested out for a couple of fights, and like, I mean, one fight I casted 10 Wild Growths and there was no proc. One fight I casted like a couple of Wild Growths and there was one proc. And I mean, it seems so orange, like it's unbelievably luck based that it is just crazy. And not only for it to proc, like, I mean, I can see this getting, like, in a fight, in the whole fight, you can see you might get 1 or 2, or you can get 5. I mean, that's a huge disparity in numbers. And I can see that if you cast Wild Growth to and you notice that there's not enough damage coming in, it's gonna be wasted. And with this low proc chance, at least I didn't think it's gonna be this orangey, but this low proc rate, if you waste one, I'm not even joking, if you waste one proc, it could be your only proc in the fight. I really actually starting to hate the Legendary Helm because of how orangey it is. I feel that healing should never be like this. I feel it's a huge mistake that Blizzard is introducing this helm for every healer. I feel it should never be like this. I hope they're gonna change it. Honestly, I hope they're gonna change this, because if I see people trying to compare the logs and saying like, this was the best fight ever, I got 20 procs or something like that, and it's like, I was using it, I got 2 procs. And I feel it's going to be, it's not the right step for me. But I really like the Legendary Ring. I think seeing a Wild Growth top of people is really fun. I like the new game style involved with the swiftmend. It's going to be a lot harder. There's going to be a lot of more micromanagement. It's no longer going to be just spam rejuve and make sure the 3 spells are up. Now you're going to actually have to proactively activate specific talents. They're going to heal for specific duration during specific damage patterns. It's going to be a lot harder, but I feel it's going to be a lot more fun. If you have tested out PTR, if you tried out a couple of fights, let me know what you think about this new playstyle. Let me know what talents you might be considering going. I'm definitely going with Prosperity. I feel Prosperity is going to be the #1 talent to go in the next 7.25 patch. Anyway, thank you for watching this little overview guide, and I'll see you in my next video.